When the a is in front, it's outside. You multiply the y values because it's vertical. When the a is inside, it's horizontal. Anything inside the expression when you have transformations, just like you saw yesterday, is horizontal. Moves it left, right, or that would be helpful if I spelled it right. Wow, not green. There we go. Horizontal, and you multiply what values you think? X, yeah, because it's horizontal. We're going across the x-axis. Okay. Vertical ones are not so confusing. The horizontal ones, pretty confusing. I'm just going to tell you right now. You're not going to get it right off the bat today. It's going to take some time. So when I have a number out in front like this, there's a 2 out in front, and I'm just going to use an absolute value as an example. 2 is in front of the expression. This is a vertical stretch. I'm not going to write it all out. I'm going to abbreviate. Vertical stretch by a factor of 2, meaning that it gets narrower, gets taller, like 2 times the size, 2 times as tall. Vertically, you would multiply the y values by 2. That's when it's bigger than 1. If it's smaller than 1, like 1/2, we'll use a quadratic this time. When it's smaller, it gets shrunk. So it's a vertical shrink, or sometimes we say compress, but vertical shrink by 1/2. So another name for shrink, just a side note, is compress. Sometimes the EOC uses compress. We usually use shrink. Okay, so when it's outside, bigger than 1, stretches. Smaller than 1, shrinks, gets wider. When it's inside the expression, which is when it gets weird, is when, if you remember from yesterday, actually let me do this first. Okay, from yesterday, maybe you remember, like when I have something like this, x plus 2 squared. When it's inside, it's a liar. It goes opposite of what you think. You'd think it goes right, but which way does it go? Left. Inside is a liar. So you end up subtracting 2 from your values instead of adding 2. Inside is a liar, so if I have something like the absolute value of 2x, you would think it would be a horizontal stretch because it's a number bigger than 1. But actually, it's not. It's a horizontal shrink. And this is where it gets confusing. Horizontal shrink by not 2, but by its reciprocal. So 1/a, which is 1/2. So I take 2 and I flip it upside down and I get 1/2. I know that's so weird, but I would have to give you a table to show you why this happens, but like you're taking your x values and you're halving them, because if I'm getting my x value, I have to divide by 2 to the other side of the equation. Yeah, I don't know. I could show you if you really want to understand it more, but trust me for now. And then if I have something like this, again, where it's inside, so it is horizontal, you would think it would be a horizontal shrink because it's less than 1, but actually it's not. Because inside is a liar. It always does the opposite of what you think. Horizontal stretch. My stylus is on its last leg. It's horizontal stretch by not 1/2, but by its reciprocal. 2. I know it's weird. You just gotta trust me, okay? That's gonna take some time to get used to. No, you're not gonna memorize it today. That's all right. So we're gonna look at some equations first and see if we can kind of get a little bit familiar with it, and then we'll actually do some transformations. I think you'll feel a little bit better. So remember we talked about yesterday, PF stands for parent function. So I'm asking for the parent function here. It has an exponent of 2. Do you remember what that's called? It's called quadratic. We do quadratics literally the entire rest of the semester. It's awesome. Okay. And the 2 is out in front. It's outside the expression. So it is vertical. The number is bigger than 1, so what is it? Stretch or shrink? Stretch. Outside the expression, it does what you think. Vertical stretch You can say, sometimes you'll say by a factor of 2. I'll just say vertical stretch by 2. Now, it doesn't mean it gets 2 higher. It means the y values get multiplied by 2. And it gets narrower, taller, stretched out. All right, look at number 16. You probably know what the bars mean. Absolute value. Yes. All right. And you see it's inside. So when it's inside the expression, it is vertical or horizontal. It's horizontal. You would think it would be a shrink because it's a number less than 1, but inside is a liar. So it's actually a stretch by its reciprocal. Not 1/2, but by 2, which means that I don't have my rubber band. If these are my points, then they get stretched. My x values will get multiplied by 2, which you'll see in a second. The next one. Okay. There's 2 things happening on number 17. This is linear. It's y equals mx plus b. Your b is 0. There are 2 transformations. Talk at your table. See if you can figure them out. This is like a combo from yesterday. The negative is not part of the stretch or shrink. The negative, it's its own thing. You can think about back to yesterday. What's a negative do? Okay, you have a negative. Is an x-axis reflection. So the negative makes it reflect over the x-axis. It is not part of the stretch or shrink. So I heard some people saying, well, it's less than 1, so it's a shrink. No, the negative is not part of that. You just need to look at the number 2. That will determine if it's a stretch or shrink. Is it vertical or horizontal? It's vertical because it's outside the expression. It's not like in parentheses or anything, or bars or whatever. It's a vertical, it's 2. Bigger than 1, less than 1. Bigger, so it's a stretch. And since it's outside, does what you think, vertical stretch by 2. Nothing weird here. It's getting taller. Steeper, it's a slope. Okay, see if you can figure out number 18 now. Again, the negative is its own thing. The 2/3 is its own thing. There's 2 transformations. You've got an exponent of 2. It is quadratic again because of the exponent of 2. It reflects over which axis? X-axis, because the negative is out front. Usually that's what we do, x-axis reflection. You don't usually do a lot of y-axis reflection. Okay, you need to look at this number, 2/3. Is that number, well, first off, is it horizontal or vertical? Horizontal, because it's inside the expression. It's inside of parentheses. And 2/3 is less than 1. So you would think it would be a shrink, but it's actually a stretch by its reciprocal, which is, flip it, 3/2. I know that's so strange. Or 1.5. C is at 3, -1. And D is at, I should have written that a little better, 6/5. Agreed? Okay, so you're just writing down your 4 points right now. Here's what we have, and now we're going to transform it. So you're going to multiply your x values by 1/2. So we're going to get A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Remember, that means that they're different points. So my y values stay the same. So right now I'm just going to write it. So I have to switch pens a gajillion times. I'm going to write out with the y values still there, C prime, keeping my y value of -1, D prime, I'm keeping my y value of 5. And now we're going to change and multiply the x values by 1/2, or take 1/2 of that. So these ones are going to get shrunken. Shrunk? Shrinking? I'm not sure. Shrunk. I think shrunk is the correct word there. Okay, so multiply by 1/2, or take 1/2. So A would be at -1. 1/2 of -2 is -1. You can use fractions or decimals. Half of 1 is, you can do 0.5 or 1/2. Sorry, that's really small. So I'm doing half of 3 will give me 1.5, or you can do 1.5 or 3/2, and half of 6 will get me 3. So now you have your 4 points. You need to now graph them, and you will notice that they go and they scooch in closer to the y-axis. The y values stay the same, but your x values make it shrink horizontally. And graph them. So -1, -2, you're going to see, and maybe you'll get to the point probably where you could do this without writing it down. Half, 1, 1.5, -1, and this guy would be 3, 5. So you notice your y values did not change, but your x values scooted further in. That's your horizontal x-axis shrink. Since 3/2 is bigger than 1, it's a vertical stretch. It's gonna get taller. Vertical stretch by 3/2, or you could say 1.5 if that bothers you. Okay, what that actually means is you're gonna do is you're gonna multiply your y values by 3/2 or 1.5. Your x will stay the same. You are not changing the x's. Okay, so you already have these points from before. If you want to copy them over, it's the same exact problem. A, B, C, D have not changed, so I'm just going to bop those over real quick. And then we're going to multiply the y values by 1.5. Like so. Okay, our y values get multiplied by 1.5 or 3/2, or 1, however you want to think about it, 1.5. You can use a calculator if you need to, but again, your x values stay the same, so I'm just going to copy those real quick. These are not going to change. So 1 comma something, c prime is 3 comma something, and d prime is 6 comma something. Okay, now let's figure that out. You're multiplying your y values, so these ones get multiplied by 1.5. Maybe you can do it in your head. If not, you can grab a calculator and multiply by 3/2 or 1.5. 1.5 times -2 is -3. Half of -2 is 1. 1 times 1.5 is 1.5. -1 times 1/2 is -1.5. Maybe the space is kind of small. And 5 times 1.5 would be, okay, half of 5 is 2.5, so add that on, 7.5, or 7.5. Now you have 4 points. You should be able to graph them, and you will see that it has gotten taller. Your x values will stay the same. So go and graph that, buddy. Mm-hmm. .5, 1.5. Not a ton taller because it's only 1.5 times size, but a little bit narrower, you could say, or stretched.